Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here.
And I'm Abe.
I'm Jay.
And Josh too. Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here. And today I'm going to be reviewing Saw 5 from 2008.
Saw 5, rated R, in theaters October 24th.
Saw 5 stars Tobin Bell, Julie Beans, Megan Good, Costas Mandylor, Scott Patterson, Betsy Russell, and is directed by David Hackle. Plot of Saw 5 is that Detective Hoffman is seemingly the last person alive to carry on the Jigsaw legacy. But when his secret is threatened, Hoffman must go on a hunt to eliminate all loose ends. Now, before I get on to my positives and negatives, I would like to say that this review was requested by Robert Clark. He wanted me to review all the Saw movies. I just recently did the first 4 movies and Jigsaw, and now I'm doing Saw 5, so we're almost done with this franchise review series. And if you guys have been wondering why I've been gone for a while, it's honestly because I just needed a break. I just needed a break from doing videos, which is why you've been not seeing a lot of reviews from me the past week. I just honestly needed a break. And also, as far as why I haven't been doing the Saw franchise review series, at least trying to finish that out, well, it was honestly because of the fact I wanted to... My initial plan was to basically review the remaining Saw films I had to do. Just basically review the Saw movies up until the release of Spiral from the Book of Saw, which was meant to come out May 15th or something like that, but it's been delayed to all the way of next year, 2021, due to this current pandemic situation we're in. I've had to change plans on that, so I was trying to think on whether I should continue doing the Saw franchise review series right now, get it over with, or wait all the way till next year when it gets closer to release of Spiral to finish off this series, or do these for my 31 Days of Halloween reviews series for this year. I'm struggling back and forth to figuring out what would be the best course of action for me in terms of finishing off this franchise review series, and I just figured, you know what, might as well get it over with. It's been a long while since I did my review of Saw 4. Might as well get this over with. So now we're on to Saw 5. Let's just get straight into review and discuss my thoughts on it. Honestly, one of my positives I have with Saw 5 is that it is a pretty fast-paced movie. It goes by super fast. This movie's an hour and a half and it just doesn't even feel like it. Also, the plot is easier to understand with this film than it was in the last film. The last film, Saw 4, was just so confusing with its plot and everything, especially with the fact that it was practically taking place during 2 different, another movie in itself, with Saw 4 taking place during the events of Saw 3. Yeah, it just kind of got confusing. This one is much more streamlined. It's only focusing on this film in a sense, as far as the plot of this movie. Another thing I did like is actually I liked what they did with the character of Detective Hoffman. If you don't know by now, at this point, that character, portrayed by Costas Mandylor, is now the new Jigsaw killer in this movie. He was revealed to be that in Saw 4, and they go into a lot of Hoffman's backstory in that, and I do like his backstory. I really do. In fact, I think it actually makes Hoffman a more complex character than he started off as. Plus, honestly, I think Costas Mandylor portrays the role of Hoffman really well, I think, actually. Also, I like the fact that this film really doesn't feel like it needs to be a spectacular gore fest like the other last 2 movies. The gore is feels more needed in this as far as in terms of how they utilize the gore. Honestly, compared to Saw 3 and 4, honestly not as gory as those. Also, I really did like the whole idea of the main game that's being taken place with these 5 people. They're supposedly all connected, and they have to try to figure out all this stuff and just survive. I actually did like how they handled that, although I do have some issues with that too, which we'll get to that in my negatives. I also do like the other story with Special Agent Peter Strong trying to track down Hoffman, catch him, and basically reveal to him as the new Jigsaw, and I do like that story too. I also really dug the fact that every single effect from the traps and that is practical. That's one of the things I respect in this whole franchise, that every single effect shown in these movies are 100% practical for the most part. I think there might be a few CGI shots here and there throughout the series, but honestly, most of it is practical, and I commend them for that. Also, you do get to revisit some stuff with the original film, and even Saw 2 to extent, so the better films in the series. You get to see how Hoffman was involved with, how he was involved with Jigsaw during the events of those movies. And so technically Hoffman was there from the very beginning, we just didn't know it till this film came out. And you got to see some iconic stuff again, like the razor wire trap and how that was set up. Also, you got to see Hoffman and Jigsaw set up the Nerve gas house trap from Saw 2. And it didn't felt like they put these scenes and all that stuff just for fan service sake. I felt like it actually did stuff to evolve the character of Hoffman and to show what was his and John Kramer's relationship like. Also, we cannot forget this music by Charlie Clouser. I think he did it once again with this film. I especially really like the rendition of Hello Zep, which on the soundtrack it's called Choice. Kudos to you, man. Unfortunately, though, I do have some negatives. Not too many, but we'll just get to those right now. One of my negatives I have with Saw 5, honestly, is that there's some moments with, Peter Strong, basically, and you have him basically talking, almost looking at the camera, talking to the audience, almost as if they think we're too stupid enough not to figure it out. It's like, killed him. You didn't look at your son. And he's just looking into the camera like that, almost talking to the audience. Almost as if we're too dumb to figure it out on our own. Also, another issue I have with this film is, while, the scene transitions are done better in this than Saw 4, because I thought the scene transitions were annoying, you do get this instead. Kind of annoying, but not nearly as obnoxious as the transitions and that from Saw 4. Also, another negative I have is honestly the ending, and not in the way you may think. And that's the utilization of Hello Zep. Now, here's the thing. I like the score of Hello Zep, but even I'm starting to think it's been so overutilized to the point where I think they just need to come up with their own new theme, for the ending twist of the franchise. I've mentioned that before on my videos, and this is where you kind of start to tell that, especially. Like, seriously, in a lot of cases in this, in the ending of this film, the music almost doesn't match, and I just recently noticed that during my rewatch of this last night. I rewatched this movie last night for this review, and I just recently noticed that, and it just kind of feels out of place, like, almost as if there was meant to be different music there, but then they decided to place the Hello Zep theme at the last minute, because it's such an iconic theme that they didn't just want to let go of it. So with that said, I'm going to give Saw 5 a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Honestly, for me, this was a massive improvement over Saw 4, and I think David Hackle actually did a pretty good job with this movie. When the film came out, though, it didn't do that well, actually, and it wasn't critically well received by most people and audiences, and I don't get it. Honestly, I think it is one of the better films in the Saw franchise, at least in my opinion. I think it's definitely better than Saw 3 and 4, but still not as good as Saws 1 and 2. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and bye!